We begin this afternoon with the massive operation to raise the Sewol-ho ferry, which sank nearly 3 years ago in one of the worst maritime disasters in Korea's history. They're making progress, but there's been a slight delay in getting the ship above water, which was no easy task, considering its sheer size and weight. Let's get an update on the operation from our Shin Se-min, who is at the scene for us. So, Se-min, what's the latest?
Hi, Devin. Here at the Paengmok-hang Harbor, the nearest point of land to the actual tragic site, we're seeing more traffic as the day progresses after the news and the reports of the salvaging on the ferry broke. People from outside of the city, as well as the locals here, have been visiting this location, a site that gives a lot of vivid flashback of what had happened 3 years ago. Now, and for the first time since the accident, the volunteers have been coming in to landing helping hands, handing out warm teas, and they're back at the site welcoming some of the visitors for the first time since the accident, that is. Relatives of the missing victims are out on the water on fishery patrol ships to get a closer look at the actual operation processes. And in terms of the weather conditions, it seems to be holding for now. Contrast to some of the drizzles and winds picking up in the morning hours. Right now, the sun above our head is a lot warmer with less wind, a more favorable weather conditions for the salvaging operation.
Okay, so it sounds like the weather is cooperating so far. That's good. Now, what can you tell us about the timeline for the rest of the day?
Well, we are already behind schedule because the previous schedule had said that they would have seen the actual salvaged ferry up above the water level at around 11 a.m., which was a little over 3 hours ago, that is. But even so, the Oceans Ministry is hopeful that they will be able to reach their goal by bringing the sunken ferry up above the sea level by today. That is the latest. And also, the government has also set a deadline of Friday, which is tomorrow, for the completion of the first stage of the salvaging operation. Now, that involves placing the ferry onto a semi-submersible ship for transport to Mokpo Newport, some 90 kilometers away from the tragic site. Now, Friday is the last day of the March neap tide, that is, when the gap between the high and low tides is at its minimum. And if all goes as planned, the recovered ship will be placed at Mokpo Newport so workers can undertake a search for the 9 bodies that are still missing after the ferry sinking 3 years ago. And hopefully they'll also get some answers as to what exactly was the cause behind this man-made disaster that we've seen. Devin?
Okay, Se-min, thank you very much for that report. That was our Shin Se-min, who is at the scene where workers are doing their best to get the Sewol-ho ferry back up from the depths of the West Sea.